Good morning, everyone. Fighters, survivors, scar bearers, thank you for being here today. I look around this room and I see something truly powerful. I see people who have been through battles of the heart, battles of the mind, battles of the body. I see people who carry scars, not as marks of defeat, but as badges of honor. And I'm here to tell you something that's going to light a fire in your soul. Your scars are your strength. The battles you've fought are your lessons. The hardships you've endured are the foundation of your greatness. Today, we're going to talk about how you can find strength in your scars, how you can learn from life's battles, and how you can rise as a warrior, stronger and wiser than ever before. Let's start with a simple truth. Scars tell stories. Every scar you carry, whether it's a visible mark on your skin or an invisible wound in your heart, tells a story of a battle you fought and survived. Scars are proof that you faced challenges, that you've endured pain, that you've come out the other side. Society often tells us to hide our scars, to be ashamed of our struggles, to pretend we're perfect. But I'm here to tell you the opposite. Your scars are beautiful. Your scars are powerful. Your scars are the map of your journey, the evidence of your resilience, the lessons that have shaped who you are. When you find strength in your scars, you don't just heal, you grow. You don't just survive, you thrive. What does it mean to find strength in your scars? It means embracing your battles as part of your story, not as something to be ashamed of. It means looking at the pain you've endured, the losses, the failures, the heartbreaks, and seeing the lessons they've taught you. It means wearing your scars with pride, knowing that each one has made you stronger, braver, more capable of facing whatever comes next. Finding strength in your scars is about recognizing that life's battles don't weaken you. They forge you. They shape you into a warrior, a survivor, a force of nature. And when you find strength in your scars, you don't just transform your own life, you inspire others to do the same. I want you to think about a scar you carry, a battle you fought in your life. Maybe it's the scar of a childhood filled with struggle, where you had to grow up too fast. Maybe it's the scar of a dream that didn't work out, leaving you questioning your worth. Maybe it's the scar of a health challenge that tested your body and spirit. Do you remember how it felt to go through that battle? Do you remember the pain, the fear, the moments when you thought you couldn't go on? Now think about what happened when you found strength in that scar. Did you let it define you as broken, or did you use it to rebuild yourself? Did you hide it away, or did you let it teach you? Let me tell you a story about someone who found strength in their scars. A woman named Bethany Hamilton. At the age of 13, Bethany was a rising star in the surfing world, living in Hawaii with big dreams of going pro. But in 2003, while surfing, she was attacked by a shark that bit off her left arm. The physical scar was obvious, but the emotional scars were just as deep: fear, trauma, the uncertainty of whether she'd ever surf again. The battle was immense, and many would have given up. But Bethany decided to find strength in her scars. Just 1 month after the attack, she got back on her board. She relearned how to surf with one arm, facing every wave with courage. In 2005, she won her first national surfing title. Today, Bethany is a professional surfer, a motivational speaker, and an inspiration to millions. Why? Because Bethany found strength in her scars. Because she turned her battle into a lesson of resilience. Let's dive deeper into Bethany's story, because there's so much we can learn from her journey. Imagine being Bethany Hamilton at 13, lying on the beach, your arm gone, your blood staining the sand, your dream of surfing slipping away. Imagine the physical pain of the attack, the emotional pain of losing a part of yourself, the mental pain of wondering if you'll ever be whole again. And yet, Bethany didn't let her scars define her as a victim. She'd wake up every day with a goal to get back in the water. She'd face her fears, paddling out with one arm, falling off her board, getting back up again. She'd compete against surfers with two arms, refusing to let her scar hold her back. And because she found strength in her scars, she didn't just return to surfing, she redefined what's possible. She showed the world that scars don't limit you, they empower you when you let them teach you. Now, you might be thinking, that's an incredible story, but I'm no Bethany Hamilton. I have that kind of strength or platform. Let me stop you right there. You don't need to be Bethany Hamilton to find strength in your scars. You don't need a global stage or a dramatic story. Finding strength in your scars is personal. It's about the battles in your own life. Maybe your scar is the loss of a parent, and the strength you found is in the way you kept their memory alive. Maybe your scar is a toxic relationship you escaped, and the lesson you've learned is how to love yourself. Maybe your scar is a career setback, and the strength you've gained is the courage to start over. Whatever it is, it's yours. And when you find strength in your scars, you turn your battles into lessons. I've seen the power of finding strength in scars in my own life. A few years ago, I went through a battle that deep emotional scars. I built a small business from scratch, pouring my heart into it, but it failed after 2 years. The financial loss was hard, but the emotional scar was harder. I felt like a failure, like I'd let myself and my family down. I carried that scar of shame for months, hiding it from others, pretending I was fine. But one day, I decided to find strength in that scar. I looked at the battle I'd asked for. What did this teach me? Realized it taught me resilience, resourcefulness, and the value of perseverance. I used those lessons to start over, launching a new venture that's now thriving. Why? Because I found strength in my scars. Because I turned my battle into a lesson. Let's talk about why finding strength in your scars matters. In a world that's full of challenges, your scars are your greatest teachers. They're what make you resilient. They're what make you, you. When you find strength in your scars, you give yourself permission to grow, to take the hardest moments of your life and use them to become wiser, stronger, more compassionate. You give yourself permission to live a life of authenticity, of courage, of purpose. And when you find strength in your scars, you inspire others to do the same. You show them that battles don't have to break us, they can build us. You become a warrior, a reminder that our scars are not our shame. They're our strength. Let me tell you about another person who found strength in their scars. A man named Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela's 27 years in prison for fighting against apartheid in South Africa. The battle left scars, physical scars from hard labor, emotional scars from isolation, mental scars from the injustice he endured. But Nelson didn't let those break him. He found strength in them, using his time in prison to reflect, to learn, to grow. When he was released in 1990, he didn't emerge with bitterness, he emerged with wisdom. He led South Africa to reconciliation, becoming its first black president in 1994. His scars taught him forgiveness, leadership, and the power of unity. Why? Because Nelson Mandela found strength in his scars, because he turned his battle into a lesson for the world. Let's dive deeper into Nelson's story, because there's so much we can learn from his journey. Imagine being Nelson Mandela, locked in a tiny cell on Robben Island, your body aching from breaking rocks, your heart aching for your family, your mind wrestling with the injustice of your imprisonment. And yet, Nelson didn't let his scars define him as a victim. He'd spend his days reading, educating himself, talking to other prisoners about hope. He'd write letters to his children, holding on to love, despite the distance. He'd forgive his captors, choosing peace over hatred. And because he found strength in his scars, he didn't just survive prison, he changed history. He showed the world that scars can be the source of your greatest lessons when you let them guide you. So how do you find strength in your scars? How do you turn life's battles into lessons? Let me give you 3 practical steps to help you get started. Step 1, honor your scars. Stop hiding your battles. Stop being ashamed of your struggles. Honor your scars as part of your story. Acknowledge the pain, the battles, the moments that shaped you. Because when you honor your scars, you take away their power to haunt you. You give yourself the power to learn from them. You allow yourself to see your battles not as failures, but as the forge of your strength. Step 2, seek the lesson in your battle. Every scar has a lesson. Every battle has wisdom to offer. So ask yourself, what did this battle teach me? How did this scar make me stronger? Maybe your scar taught you patience, empathy, or determination. Maybe your battle showed you what you're truly capable of. When you seek the lesson in your battle, you turn your scars into a source of growth, a source of strength that propels you forward. Step 3, share your strength with others. The greatest strength comes from using your scars to inspire others. So take the lessons you've learned from your battles and share them with the world. Be a source of hope for someone who's fighting their own battle. Be a guide for someone who feels broken by their scars. Be a light for someone who's in the dark. Because when you share your strength, you create a ripple effect of healing, of courage, of transformation. Let me tell you about a woman I met named Fatima, a teacher from Karachi. Fatima grew up in a conservative community where women were expected to marry young and stay home. But she dreamed of becoming a teacher, a battle that left emotional scars, rejection from her family, judgment from her community, the struggle of pursuing education against all odds. But Fatima decided to find strength in her scars. She honored her scars. She accepted the pain of her struggle, but refused to let it stop her. She sought the lesson in her battle. She learned that she was braver than she thought, capable of standing up for her dreams. She shared her strength with others. She became a teacher, educating young girls, showing them they could fight for their own dreams. Today, Fatima has transformed her community, empowering hundreds of girls. Why? Because Fatima found strength in her scars, because she turned her battle into a lesson. I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine a life where you found strength in your scars. Imagine waking up every day knowing that your battles have made you stronger, that the scars you carry are the lessons that guide you. Imagine the resilience you'll feel, the wisdom you'll have, the lives you'll touch. Imagine looking back on your life and saying, my scars didn't break me. I found strength in them, and I turned my battles into lessons. That life is not a dream. That life is yours for the taking. All you have to do is find strength in your scars. Let's take a moment to reflect. I want you to close your eyes for a second and think about a scar you carry, a battle you fought. What is it? What's the pain that shaped your journey? Picture that scar in your mind. Now picture yourself finding strength in it, honoring the battle, seeking the lesson, sharing your strength with others. Picture the person you'll become, the warrior you'll be, the wisdom you'll carry, the life you'll live. How does that feel? That feeling, that's the power of finding strength in your scars. That's what it means to turn your battles into lessons. Let me share one more story. A story about a woman named J.K. Rowling. Before she became the famous author of the Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling faced immense battles. She was a single mother, living on welfare, struggling with depression after a failed marriage and the death of her mother. The emotional scars were deep feelings of failure, loneliness, and despair. But J.K. decided to find strength in her scars. She honored her scars by pouring her pain into her writing, creating a magical world as an escape. She sought the lesson in her battle. She learned that her imagination was her greatest strength, even her darkest moments. She shared her strength with others. Her books have inspired millions, showing that magic can come from pain. Today, J.K. Rowling is one of the most successful authors in history. Why? Because she found strength in her scars, because she turned her battle into a lesson. So today, I'm asking you to make a commitment to yourself, to your dreams, to the life you want to live. Commit to finding strength in your scars, no matter how deep they run. Commit to turning your battles into lessons, no matter how hard they were. Commit to rising as a warrior, no matter what you've been through. Because I promise you, when you find strength in your scars, you become unbreakable. You become a force of wisdom. You become the person you were always meant to be. The world is waiting for you. Your strength is waiting for you. Your scars are waiting for you to find their lessons. So go out there, find strength. In your scars, turn your battles into lessons and watch how you become everything you were born to be. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Success Mindset.